Coming up on News Live at 6, the Trump administration is clearing the way for millions to have their student debt forgiven. Why they reversed course.
Plus, SUNY Upstate Medical University is immortalizing two pioneers, who they are and why they're being honored.
And more on the 25th annual Hoops for Hope dinner. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Tonight marks the 25th annual Hoops for Hope dinner. Welcome to News Live at 6. I'm Isabella Galan.
I'm Jackson Breslin. Our Lucy Schaefer is at the event live with more details. How's it going, Lucy?
Thanks, guys. As you can see, I'm here at the Enterprise Mobility Autograph Alley, and these people here are eagerly waiting for the Syracuse men's basketball team to come sit at these tables over here and sign some autographs. This benefit is for the Syracuse Girls and Boys Club, and later around 6:30 tonight, right here through these doors in this ballroom, there's going to be a dinner and a special Q&A with Coach Autry. Outside right there, there's music, there's food. This is a really great event. If your kids love SU basketball, or if even you're a fan, this is a great benefit and fundraiser to attend. That's all I have for you as of now, but Isabella and Jackson, back to you.
Thank you, Lucy. Looks like a great time. At its meeting last night, the SU Student Government Association shared details from its final Board of Trustees report. The report covers registered student organization funding, health resources, dining services, and on-campus culture. SGA President Herman Olivos says he wants to make the process easier for RSOs to raise money without having to request it from SGA. Additionally, SGA says it's continuing its plan to install contraceptive vending machines across campus.
Lemoyne College is extending its president's contract for 2 more years. President Linda Lemura is now set to become the longest-serving president in the school's history following the extension, which sees her tenure run through June of 2028. Lemura has worked at Lemoyne for the past 22 years, working as a dean and provost until becoming president in 2014.
2 medical pioneers will be immortalized outside of SUNY Upstate Medical University. Sculptor Carolyn Palmer was selected by the university to create 2 bronze statues of Elizabeth Blackwell and Sarah Logan Frazier. The statues will be officially unveiled on Thursday in the courtyard outside Weiss Cotton Hall. Blackwell is the first woman in the U.S. to earn a medical degree, and Logan Frazier is one of the first of African-American women physicians and first female doctor in the Dominican Republic.
The New York State Department of Transportation is advising motorists that the off-ramp on Interstate 481 northbound to exit 9N in the town of Cicero will be closed weeknights from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. The closure is part of ongoing construction for the I-81 viaduct project. Drivers are advised to follow the posted detour. The DOT notes that construction activities are weather dependent and subject to change. Well, taking a look at I-81 right behind us here, traffic actually doesn't look too bad for 6 o'clock on a weeknight. Not bad at all.
Usually I would expect it to be a little bit bumper to bumper, but I think too, because there isn't really any rain or anything or fog, which usually makes things definitely backed up, it looks pretty good. People are getting where they need to be nice and quickly, which is good for a change on I-81.
It is, and while I'm talking about that last story, saying that construction is weather dependent, talking a little bit about our weather here, it looks beautiful out there right now, and I know who else is out there. That's our Roman Verna.
Yes, he is. And Roman, I am curious to see what you think about these temperatures that we're seeing, if it's going to stay a little bit chilly. I know it was a little colder than I thought it would be
today. A little cold.
Yeah.
Roman, what have you got for us?
Yeah, guys, well, I'm not the only one out here because the sun has actually made an appearance. It's been overcast for the past 2 days, especially after we saw that rain and high winds yesterday. I felt like a tree on the quad blowing around just trying to get to my car. But nonetheless, today is still beautiful. That overcast that we saw the clouds roll back a little bit, and just in time for sunset, because you can look behind me at Waverly Avenue and those clouds starting to turn nice and orange for some beautiful pictures. Moving into later tonight though, you're going to see some temperatures dip down into the 50s and even perhaps the high 40s. I know that's not exactly what you want to hear, but it is just the reality. But tomorrow that rain also going to come back in some 7 a.m., 8 a.m., even some 9 a.m. showers. Nothing too major though. Might just want to bring a light jacket. That's all I have for now though, guys.
Well, thank you, Roman. A man in the Syracuse area claimed $17 million from winning the lotto jackpot. Larry Hardig from Onondaga successfully scratched off the winning numbers. Hardig opted to only receive a third of the winnings in cash value, but don't worry, that's still nearly $6 million. The game was won on July 23rd, and the ticket was purchased just south of downtown Syracuse.
I think, Jackson, that is my sign to get a lottery ticket. Now, the push to add another grocery store in Syracuse is making progress. Mayor Ben Walsh announced that the Division of Business Development is hosting a public engagement meeting next Monday to discuss the Valley Plaza grocery store project. The city says that the Syracuse Economic Development Corporation received nearly $2 million to bring a grocery store back to the area, which hasn't had one since 2018. The meeting will be from 6 to 8 p.m. at McKinley Brighton Elementary. Attendees will be able to meet the team behind the project and ask them any questions they may have.
Chicago-based Clear Investment Group is planning to turn the Skyline Apartments into a new living space for residents. In the past, the building has been associated with dangerous activity, as well as being infamous for flooding from burst pipes. Clear has modernized the building's elevators and upgraded its fire alarm and security systems to make it safer for residents. Clear says the building will be open to some residents by December 31st.
The New York State Young Republicans Club is under more fire as it has been released that they have left behind unpaid bills of more than $23,000. Some of that money was spent at two social gatherings over a weekend at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Destiny, USA last summer for their annual awards dinner. According to Syracuse.com, even after 4 months of emails from the hotel, 31-year-old club president Peter Ginta failed to make any payments. Ginta resigned from his position as club president after his, quote, "I Love Hitler" group chat was leaked without bills being paid.
An Oneida County man is in custody after threatening to kill House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Christopher Moynihan is accused of sending a text message on Friday threatening Jeffries. Moynihan is charged with a felony count of making a terroristic threat. The Clinton native had previously been pardoned by President Trump following his conviction for storming the U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
And an update on Marcy inmate murder trial. After David Kingsley was found guilty of murdering inmate Robert Brooks, the two officers who were acquitted, Matthew Gallagher and Nicholas Kiefer, will not resume work. The New York Department of Corrections and Community Supervision say that although there are no legal barriers preventing the former guard from seeking reinstatement, they will not be rehired. This statement is supported by prison reformers, and Brooks' son, Robert Jr., is expected to call on Governor Kathy Hochul to sign the omnibus prison reform bill today, with the support from the End Prison Violence campaign.
And in an official statement from Governor Hochul, she says she was disappointed but respects the jury's decision, saying, quote, "I am deeply committed to the changes we are making to ensure that New York State's correctional facilities are safe for all who enter, employees, the incarcerated, visitors, and volunteers alike," end quote.
Capital Region accounting firm Wojcicki & Company will pay $60,000 in fines after a pair of data breaches exposed the personal information of nearly 5,000 New Yorkers. The breaches occurred in 2023 and 2024, exposing names, social security numbers, and other personal details. Attorney General Letitia James announced the settlement after investigators found the firm failed to notify victims for over a year.
Well, coming up, President Trump has made plans to help cover student loans, what this means for students.
Plus, the U.S. and Australia form a new partnership, how this affects the economy, and more when we return.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
You're watching Citrus TV News Live at 6 with Isabella Galan, Jackson Breslin, and Roman Verna. And now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. The Trump administration says it plans to cancel student debt for millions of borrowers under programs it previously blocked. More than 2.5 million borrowers will be able to qualify for forgiveness under 2 different repayment plans.
Now, Isabella, this comes as a result of an agreement between the administration, the Department of Education, and a union called the American Federation of Teachers. The union previously sued after Trump halted student loan forgiveness programs, accusing Trump officials of blocking student loan holders from accessing repayment and forgiveness programs that were in effect when they first borrowed.
The U.S. and Australia have agreed to invest $3 billion over the next 6 months to create a pipeline of critical mineral projects in both countries. President Trump and the Australian Prime Minister says this deal will generate projects worth up to $8.5 billion in the coming years and allow the U.S. to break free of the global reliance on China for rare earth minerals.
Now, China mines around 70% of all rare earth minerals and controls roughly 90% of the refining process. The U.S.-Australia agreement also said both governments will financially intervene if projects are not commercially viable as a counter to China's moves to drive competitors out of the business.
Now the latest, in the White House, crews began tearing down part of the East Wing to build a $250 million ballroom. The White House is moving ahead with the construction project despite not yet having the go-ahead from the National Capital Planning Commission. That commission approves construction work and major renovations to government buildings in the Washington area.
Now, the East Wing houses several offices, including those of the First Lady. Trump says the project is being funded privately through donations and comes at no cost to taxpayers. Plans for the ballroom say construction will finish before Trump's term ends in January 2029.
Now talking about former President Biden, he says he's now finished with his first round of radiation therapy treating his prostate cancer diagnosis. Biden's daughter, Ashley, celebrated the milestone with a series of Instagram posts yesterday, including one of the former president and his doctor.
Biden's office announced in May that he'd been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer that spread to his bones. Though aggressive, his office says the cancer is hormone sensitive, allowing for more effective management.
And coming up next, I'll have your full 5-day forecast plus some fun fall facts. Stay with us.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Look now at your full 5-day forecast. You can see today is going to be that last day of pure sun and some, light clouds because we're going to move into a little bit of a period of rain for the next 3 days actually. But those temperatures still not horrible. Definitely getting into those colder fall weathers, 52, 53, and then dipping down to 49 by Friday. But then Saturday and Sunday also going to kind of clear back up, but those temperatures also going to take a dip down. You can see the low for Sunday, 39. Scary, but nothing to be too worried about once that sun comes back out. Next week, most likely temperature's going to rebound and hopefully rain stays away for now. But here's another interesting thing to look at here. This is the fall foliage timeline I put together because it really is that time of year. That's why so many people come to Syracuse. So you can look at late August, leaves still green. That's when you come to school. Summer, everybody's out. And then as you go into early September, those leaves start to darken, turn yellow. And then mid-September, there's only a couple of those green leaves left. By late September, the leaves change to that beautiful orange and red color that we expect. And in October now, that's actually the peak foliage. So this is exactly where we're at right now. And this is the time to take those pictures because before you know it, it's going to be November and those leaves are going to dry out, turn brown, and fall off, which nobody likes because it's just so beautiful around here. That's all I have for now, though, guys.
Thanks, Roman. Very excited to see that foliage. I love in Syracuse, especially going up to the parks and everything. It's really beautiful.
It absolutely is.
Well, today marks day 21 of the government shutdown, and the Transportation Security Administration says that as the shutdown continues, the impact on security workforce will increase. The agency acknowledged the long lines for security screening over the weekend in Atlanta due to the staffing shortage.
An increased number of air traffic controller staffing shortages have also been happening at airports all over the country. A TSA spokesperson said, quote, "We kindly ask for the public's patience and understanding as our officers are forced to work unpaid at this time," end quote. TSA workers and controllers are considered essential employees, so they must work but are not being paid.
Media giant Warner Bros. Discovery is contemplating potential sale deals. The company has received interest from potential buyers, and the board of directors is reviewing strategies on whether to sell the entire company or split the company into two.
Paramount has made plans to buy the whole company and was planning for a bidding war before the split was announced. Other platforms like Comcast and Netflix could have interest in the other half.
Now, Jackson, I'm not sure if you remember, but there was a friend of ours that has been on the show before who sells some hot dogs.
Well, I know that it's been a couple weeks since we've had a good Tues News show, but I absolutely remember. It's pretty unforgettable.
Yeah, well, that hot dog vendor is serving up more than just hot dogs.
Our Sophia DeStasso tells us the story behind his business.
Finding a high school sweetheart is rare, but when you know, which was the case for John Bertolero, who met Jilly his freshman year of high school.
The amazing thing is, we dated all through high school. She went to college. We dated through college. We never broke up once.
Fresh out of college, John and Jilly started their own hot dog stand called Little John's. Their secret, a homemade sauce.
Go up to Rudy's all the time. One day we were having their Texas hot sauce. Jill's like, I think I can do better. And I'm like, all right. So she started putting stuff together, try a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And she nailed it and came up with that Texas hot sauce. We call it Jilly sauce.
But life took an unexpected turn. In 2021, Jilly passed away.
Known her since freshman year of high school. Okay. Dated all the way through, married, 32 years of marriage, working side by side. So when she passed away, just kind of left a huge void.
Little John's has carried his name, but he wanted to create something that carries hers. That's when he started a new company in her honor called Jilly Dogs.
It means a lot because obviously we started it to honor Jill, okay? Keep her legacy, her name going.
A big part of Jilly Dogs is how they started, but also the amount of love that goes into every hot dog they sell.
So we came up with all these different kinds of hot dogs, okay? So all these different toppings. And instead of just calling them any name, for a different kind of hot dog, what we did is we named them after family members that were important to Jill.
And that legacy lives on, not just through the names, but through the people who keep coming back. Russ Sadiq has been supporting John for a year now and loves
talking to John and learning about him and Jill and, everything. And just being a part of the community and supporting each other. He supports us, we support him.
For John, Jilly Dogs is a way for him to keep Jilly's spirit alive, but also help himself heal.
It's important to me because it helped me kind of recover. I know she's looking over me. I know she's watching, but I know she's happy with what we've done, what we've accomplished so far.
For CitrusTV News, I'm Sophia DeStasso.
Coming up next on sports, a potential QB controversy brewing for Syracuse football. I'll have more after the break.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's been rough going for Syracuse football the last 3 weeks, to say the least. Welcome into sports. I'm Rahill Jaiswal. Ever since backup quarterback Ricky Collins has been trusted with starting, SU football has not been the same. The Orange are on a 3-game losing streak while Collins is only completing 53% of his passes. Not to mention, the LSU transfer has only 5 passing touchdowns to 8 interceptions. It's been so bad that at times people are calling for true freshman and third-string quarterback Luke Cardney to start. However, head coach Fran Brown said with confidence Ricky Collins is still the guy.
At the moment, unless we go out to practice and things just drastically shift, like Ricky gives us that best opportunity. It isn't that I'm doing this because I want to make sure it's Ricky or I want to see that. Like, it could be Joe Florey for all I care, right? I would love it, like, whoever it is that gives us a chance to win, that's what we're going to run with. And at the moment, Ricky's our quarterback, right? And
Syracuse hopes to rebound this week when it travels to take on number 7 Georgia Tech. Kickoff is set for noon. But elsewhere around the Hill, Syracuse men's soccer travels to take on Cornell at the top of the hour. It's been an up-and-down season for the Orange, to say the least. Syracuse sits at 6-5-2, but has caught fire a little bit recently. While SU did lose its last contest to Pitt, they have won 4 of its last 5. That included a 2-0 win over then number 25 SMU. The Big Red sits at 9-2-1. They also won the last matchup a year ago by a score of 1-0. And over on the ice, the Islanders host the Sharks in just under 30 minutes. After starting the season 0-3, New York has won their last 2 games. Major reason for that has been, for those back-to-back wins, has been the play of center Bo Horvat. The Canadian has scored 4 of the Isles' 9 goals in the last 2 contests. They'll take on a Sharks squad that's still looking for its first win of the season. And north of the border, the Devils match up against the Maple Leafs. After dropping its season opener, New Jersey has won 4 straight, and all courtesy of winger Jasper Brett. 3 goals in total of 7 points. As for Toronto, star right winger William Nylander leads the way with 11 points. Puck drop is set for 7. Guys, I know Toronto is still buzzing after that big Blue Jays win that sent them to the MLB, that sent them to the World Series yesterday, so should be interesting to see how those matchups go.
Yeah, for sure. And kind of going back to NBA for a second, their season, it's opening night tonight,
Yep.
So what is kind of your outlook for the season?
Well, this NBA season is really interesting. It's kind of unfortunate because a lot of the star players to start the year are going to be injured. Indiana Pacers star Tyrese Halliburton tore his ACL in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. He's out. Celtics superstar Jason Tatum, he's also out with a torn ACL. Now LeBron James, Lakers are set to take on the Warriors at 10:30 tonight, but no LeBron. He'll be out for the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season. So it's a wide open NBA, guys. More open than it's been in maybe the last 10+ years.
Now, with all of that, all those injuries coming in, I know I'm asking you to be a fortune teller here, but who do you have in the finals?
So out of the Western Conference, I like the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, defending NBA champions. They were great last year. Showed a lot of team camaraderie. One of the youngest squads to win an NBA championship. And out of the East, I know this is going to sound a little dangerous because whenever I get my hopes up, they tend to let me down. But I like the New York Knicks coming out of the Eastern Conference. Had a great run last year, got all the way to the conference finals, and a lot of injuries. Look at their top contenders are normally Indiana and Boston. Both those squads dealing with injuries. It's going to be the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Winner of that will probably get to the NBA Finals. I'm going to be a little biased, and I'm going to take the Knicks. But in years past, it hasn't worked out for me, but
I think it's a little bit of wishful thinking, Rahill,
Okay.
but thank you. We'll be right back with one last look at your wake-up weather.
Hello. Do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
And now looking at your wake-up weather, it's going to be about 45 degrees. The bad news is that it's going to be raining. So not too great of a lookout, but otherwise high of 52, so maybe something a little better to look forward to. But maybe, you know, just pack a jacket. That's what I would say.
Not looking great for that wake-up weather, Roman. But, you know, earlier today, an exclusive pre-sale for Big Time Rush was hosted by University Union in collaboration with Live Nation. A limited quantity of $30 tickets were available for SE students. It sold out within 5 minutes.
That's right, Jackson. The band will be performing at the Upstate Medical Arena at the On Center on January 31st. And while discounted student tickets are no longer available to the public, general tickets will go on sale at 10 a.m. on Friday. Guys, I gotta say, I won the war. I got two tickets. I got two tickets. I'm really excited. And for $30, I mean, that's a steal.
That's a pretty good deal. I was actually considering going as well. I'm a big Time Rush fan myself.
Yeah?
Unfortunately, I did not win the war, but maybe when tickets go out on sale
Do you have a favorite
on
song?
Friday, definitely Worldwide. I think Worldwide is one of their all-time classics. I think that one is always great listening around campus.
I can't say that I ever watched the show, nor did I ever listen to the music. I hate to be a little bit of a buzzkill, but
I'm
Roman,
right there with you. We had this conversation yesterday. I was a Cartoon Network kid, PBS kids.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, you could be both, though.
The only musical show that I really watched as a kid was Phineas and Ferb. Now, they had some bangers. They had some good ones.
If they had a tour, would you go?
I would absolutely go to that one.
I'd be the first person to get to.
Well, that's all the time that we have for you on Citrus TV News Live at 6 on this Tuesday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now, for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Jackson Breslin.
And I'm Isabella Galan. Have a great night, Syracuse.